The Keystone Brain Injury Resource Team is a team comprised of 5 individuals that have been trained to provide support to parents, students, and our school teams to better educate them on brain injuries and how to support those individuals in the school setting. We would consider the brain injury team quite skilled in being able to support families. It's not a team that you can just have somebody come in and easily replace another team member. There's a lot of learning and a lot of just experience that's built up over time to be able to support families.
Every member of the Keystone Brain Injury Resource Team has a national certification through the Brain Injury Association of America. With that comes the title Certified Brain Injury Specialist. Basically what that means is we've gone through some rigorous assessments to get that title. We also have continuing development requirements that we meet every year.
The Keystone Brain Injury Resource Team kind of has twofold. We, on the one hand, can do education. And education can be for individual families, it can be for school team members, it can be for our own team members, and for the community at large. The other part of our job, which is probably makes up the bulk of our responses, is to individual students that have brain injuries and to help their school teams and their families with supports in the school setting.
When we provide supports for students, our goal is for them to be independent and for them to no longer need those supports. For a student with a brain injury, they might need those supports for a long time or forever. They may morph and change and be different as they get older, but they likely will need those supports long term because their brain isn't able to do what it needs to do without those supports. And then that's okay. Their independence is their independence.
Most recently, I worked with the Brain Injury Resource Team regarding a student who has extensive brain injury. And they were able to not just meet with me to give me information to help provide accommodations and modifications that would help the student with her individualized learning, but were also able to really help the parent understand what she might be seeing in certain stages. And so they were really able to take a look at what they know about the student, what parts of her brain are impacted. So then we're able to meet the student's needs more in depth. It's just so individualized. So it's so important to really call in the team so they can dig in and go through the file, go through everything, do the interviews, and they can come up with a really good individualized plan that's going to be very specific for that child and build on their strengths, and they give great recommendations.
It's not a one-size-fits-all. It's individualized to what the student needs, and we need to be flexible about what kinds of supports that we're providing to these students.
School teams need to be aware of kids with brain injuries because they can manifest themselves in many different ways. One of the things our team always says, if you know one student with a brain injury, you know one student with a brain injury. Everyone is completely different. It can be everything from a mild concussion, which may have mild or some devastating effects. And we've had acquired brain injuries where it could be seizure disorders or congenital brain difficulties.
We're really here to help, and we're here to maximize the child's potential. The needs of children with brain injuries often change over time. So what works this semester or month may not work next semester or month, and those needs evolve over time. So we're constantly kind of accessing our resources to filter that down into the schools and help those children.